These hands might look small, but there's no size requirements for a helping hand. These guys have 2 tickets to the Super Bowl, but they won't be taking me, and they're not going themselves. I'm going to tell you more about that coming up later in the County Line. Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth Farry. We are here at the Buzz Riddle Gymnasium. We have a special live edition of Titantown Sports for you today. Meanwhile, local Republicans are crossing county lines to rally for one of their own. 50th District State Senator Bob Robbins announced his re-election bid this week with a visit to Neshannock Township. The police chief and the borough council all approved the addition of the new weapon, but it comes armed with controversy. This Saturday is Earth Day, a holiday founded in 1970 to create environmental awareness. To commemorate Earth Day and next week's Arbor Day here at Westminster, students, faculty, and community members are planting trees. Even the longest journey begins with a single step. As these first graders hopped off the bus, little did they know the impact they were about to have on the future. And it begins with the simple act of planting a tree.
Then put the tree in.
Environmental studies expert Dr. Clarence Harms says cultivating awareness for the environment in young people can change the world.
When we set the stage for being earth-friendly, then they can accomplish something. If we wait until they're high school or college, it's too late. So we start early and we hope that it stays.
And the importance of nature has already taken root with these children.
We learned about trees in school. They clean the air. They keep the air fresh.
These ideas may be simple, but they will grow, just as the children will grow into adults, and just as these saplings will grow into a forest. These hands might look small, but there's no size requirements for a helping hand. It's a simple act of planting trees, but it's part of a much bigger journey. Dr. Clarence Harms wants to make sure these journeys are remembered, so he records every tree planted and who planted it.
It's your tree, you just have to leave it here, okay?
The kids have no trouble planting their legacy.
I just like to get dirty.
It simply takes digging a hole, adding some compost, then water, and of course, a little love.
I love you, tree. I love you, tree.
And years from now, these children can return and reflect on how they've grown, how the world has changed, and how they made a difference when they were only 6. About 80% of these trees will survive, and these kids' great-great-grandchildren will even be able to come back to see how they've grown. In Lawrence County, I'm Elizabeth Farry for the County Line. It's the latest in police weaponry, and it's coming to New Wilmington. Borough police are trained and ready to carry taser guns. Sharon City police officer and taser instructor Jim Maceda is training all the New Wilmington officers. Over in his police department, they're already using taser guns. In fact, they attribute at least 6 saved lives to the new weapon. For some, the best training is taking a taser hit to feel the effects of their actions, something you can't do with a regular gun. The shock is painful.
Well, it's kind of like, give me a 2x4, let me run across the room and hit you across the back with it just as hard as I possibly can.
But it doesn't leave any lasting effects.
You all right? Go on.
I'm fine. Now that it's stopped.
It's all about compliance. It's not about hurting him or torturing him or just teaching him a lesson. It's about getting compliance.
The police chief and the borough council all approved the addition of the new weapon, but it comes armed with controversy. In nearby Shenango Township just a few weeks ago, a police officer tasered a 73-year-old man after he was threatening and spitting on employees at a Pearl Vision Center. But Police Chief Carmen Picarillo says each situation is unique.
If you're going to present a threat to those around you, you're going to threaten violence and you're capable of carrying it out, then you're eligible.
These officers now know the pain of a taser shock, and they're trained to use it with just as much responsibility as they use their real guns. In New Wilmington, I'm Elizabeth Farry for the County Line. These are 2 of the tickets that could get Michael into his first live Super Bowl.
They're pretty good seats.
But someone else will be in his seats on Sunday. He's trading his tickets in for tuition. Michael and his dad Dave decided to sell the tickets on eBay. It was a tough decision to make, but the right thing for Michael.
In the long run, it's worth it. If I can get a better education, afford to go to the Super Bowl every year, it's worth missing one.
But if Michael's going to miss his chance to replace his old Super Bowl shirt at Super Bowl XL, he hopes to get at least $5,000 from the eBay auction, all for next semester's tuition. Michael's dad says every little bit helps, especially when the annual bill for Westminster can reach almost $30,000. And making things even tighter, Dave faced pay cuts from his job at U.S. Airways.
I have to do it. There's no choice for us because of, you know, if he was going to community college, we'd be at the Super Bowl, but he's going to a fine school, and I'm not complaining about Westminster, but it's a little bit steep for a working guy.
Michael's Steelers sacrifice will allow him to continue studying at Westminster, but the sacrifice won't sideline his dad. He's still headed for the game, even without the tickets. Dave has a friend in NFL films who will put him to work during the game on the sidelines. Dave's sure to have the time of his life on Sunday, but Michael didn't make out too badly either. His tickets sold for $6,200 on eBay. Not a bad start towards next semester's tuition. In Lawrence County, I'm Elizabeth Farry for the County Line.